What up, what up, what up, what it is, what it do? You know who it is. Who are you? We back again with LL Cool J and the 22 twos.
I
We got a
need you
special
to
guest in
wake
the
up.
house today. Mr. the Queen's born rapper herself.
I
LL
represent I
Cool
represent
J.
Queen. She was raised out in
Represent
Brooklyn.
Queens. I was
Brooklyn.
raised out in Brooklyn. Nah. Nah, we here for another edition of you know, the Shoot Your Shot 22 Twos podcast. We're gonna go ahead and talk a little bit about all the happenings within the NBA. It's a lot happening. It is really a lot. NBA is something special like happens after the All-Star game. And I don't know whether it's actually the games actually get better or it's because there's no football on, but there it's or is it a perfect mix? But after All-Star
Combination.
weekend,
Yeah,
it's
the
just
combo
like
is real.
it's just like the NBA takes it to another level. They need to find a formula where they can do that pre All Star weekend and include the All Star weekend so we can get the level of competition and great basketball that we seeing right now. But I won't ramble on too long. We're gonna go ahead and
Thank,
get
thank
into it.
God.
What'd you say, Ray?
I ain't say nothing.
We're gonna go ahead and get into this. Pause. Go ahead, take it away, Mr. Toops.
Yes, sir. And as you mentioned, the league, I don't know, after All-Star break is crazy. You start seeing the Saturday night ABC primetime games along with the Sunday matinee marquee matchups at 1 p.m. EST, 3:30 EST. And just the
Prime time.
environment, yeah, just the environment of
Three in a
those
row,
games.
man. 3 in a row.
All the healthy players are playing on national TV. Every single game means a lot. The seedings are like this. They're so tight in both conferences, and the players, the coaches, the staff, they all tell you like the season's broken down into multiple phases. Like, the beginning, everybody's just, trying to get their feet wet, trying to work their way into in-season regular game conditioning. Middle of the season, you kind of start hitting that wall, ready for a break. All-Star break comes, you get that week off, and then it's a sprint to the finish line, right? Like, and it's even more competitive now because 7 to 10 seeds in both conferences playing to play-in. You want to do everything you can to get that top 6 seed, so you're locked in. And most importantly, you literally get a week off in between your last regular season game and the start of the playoffs, which is imperative for a lot of these teams. Two of them specifically, the New York Knicks and the Los Angeles Lakers. Both this weekend, we seen the captains, both teams, LeBron James and Jalen Brunson, go down for their respective teams. Both of those guys are going to be out at least 2 weeks. Jalen Brunson with a sprained ankle and LeBron James with a contused groin.
LeBron James.
Listen, so fellas, I wanted to start there because Lakers currently the second seed in the West. New York Knicks currently third seed in the East. They've been that way for quite some time. The East has shaped up to where like seeds one, 2, and 3 have been literally the same for months now without any change. It's way tighter race in the West. Lakers. You got the Nuggets. You got the Rockets, you got Golden State. They're all jockeying for, somewhere between
Position.
2 and 6. Yeah, it's getting crazy. So, maneuvers, wanted to start with you. Which team can go down the stretch better afloat without their captain, the Lakers or the Knicks?
I think they're both well positioned. I think the Lakers have a defensive formula that works well in today's NBA. And I'm not saying it because I'm a Knicks fan, but the Knicks just got that grit. You know what I'm saying? When it come down to it,
I hope so.
when it come down to it, even without Jalen, I feel like guys will step up. It's not the playoffs, so it's not as intense as the playoffs. If you were asking me, can they win a playoff series? I might have some pause. But right now, I think both of them are well positioned. JJ Redick's doing an amazing job, first year coach in NBA. It just goes to show that Duke education goes a long way. He is, coaching phenomenal basketball right now. Luka's getting his legs. They're gonna get back. They're gonna start getting healthy prior to LeBron. They got some guys out now, so they're gonna start getting healthy. I ain't worried about the Lakers. I'm not worried about the Knicks. I think if anything, Jalen getting hurt kind of helps the Knicks in the long run. We got to find that depth in the bench, and we got to get some guys in the rotation. They got to get some valuable minutes and in meaningful games. So I'm not worried about either team. I think it kind of stays the same in the West at 1-2 and the same in the East at 1-2-3.
All right. Well, just a couple of notable games for each team. So the Knicks still left, on their schedule. Obviously, each team has about 20 games left. But for the Knicks, we definitely play at the Warriors. We play the Celtics one more time, which at that point they might not need or care. And then we play the Cavs two more times. One of them being the second to last game of the season. Chances are they're probably not going to play their guys either. They've had the number one seed locked up for quite some time now. Not mathematically, but, they've literally won 14 games in a row as we speak right now. So, the chances are they're not going to be in any jeopardy to lose that. Lakers out west, they play the Nuggets twice more. They play OKC twice more. They play the Rockets twice more. And they also play the Warriors. So, they have a couple more meaningful games, especially with the Nuggets, Rockets, and Warriors, who are also all jockeying for position. So, chances are it's going to be playoff intensity, for those. And Sean, I'll come to you out west, but I'll start with Darnell first. Looking east for those Knicks with Jalen Brunson being out, which guy do you think has the biggest opportunity here to kind of fine-tune some things and kind of show a different level of their game moving forward that'll probably help propel them in the playoffs?
Is this thing on? I'm paging Mr. Mikal Bridges to finally show up.
It's the only answer. It's the only answer.
You know what? I'm on all seriousness. I think I'll agree with Mr. Maneuvers. This is a good opportunity for the bench. This is a good opportunity for Jacob Toppin to go out there and play. And
Jacob Toppin has been released.
He was released and cut.
I'm being sarcastic. This is a good opportunity for whatever Tibbs could kind of wrangle up with this team will be nice. You know what I mean? So I agree. The other silver lining is hey, the Knicks might drop down to the 4, and if we play the 4,
I don't know. I mean, we're also 4 games up above Milwaukee.
Yeah, that'll be like, hey, listen. I'm looking at silver lining here, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking for a round-away game.
Losing seeding in the East.
I like how you put around the way. He looking for around the way. I like how you got that.
So I'm gonna go with the Knicks. They are who we thought they were. I don't know about the grit. That grit is long gone. I don't know what we're gonna really be, but I'm hoping that this could be the silver lining is maybe we could really see the large lineup go. We could see the Mitch play with Cat and OG and eventually kind of work that offense a little bit. Defensively, that's going to be the key for us. Offensively, I don't think we have a problem. We're top 7, 8 in the league points with Jalen Brunson. So what I'm saying with Jalen Brunson, so what I'm saying is, if this is a way for these guys to step up and really show like, hey, we can make a push, because I said we made it to the second round last year. For us, we have to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals to show at least some sort of progress. And that's all. That's really what it is. It's I know it's not the NBA Finals for the Knicks. It's the Eastern Conference Finals. If you could get past that, okay, you play with house money. Who knows? But I'm not worried about the Lakers. I think Luka is exactly going to be what the Lakers brought him in to be. When LeBron is out, hey, you know what, Luka? Hey, it's your team. And you could already see they're vibing, they're working together, top 8 defense in the league. Offensively, they could score. So I would say this: when LeBron comes back, that's 2 weeks for the King to get rest before the playoffs start. I'll be scared if I'm in the West playing for the Lakers.
I don't think any team in the West is let me bring on Luka and LeBron.
Bring on Luka and LeBron in the first.
Not the way they've been looking. Look, the Lakers have three dynamic ball handlers between Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves. They got three guys that can put the ball on the floor, shoot it, and get to the basket at will. 3-level scorers. So it's just like you got that. Like there's not only is there the basketball IQ, there's the physical and skill, but these guys are all vets too. You think Luka just knocked out OKC last year? You think he cares who's over there? He cares not. LeBron, 22nd year in the league, he doesn't care. Like,
and let's be honest. That game against the Celtics, I know we said the Celtics take the foot off the gas, but that's really cutting it close to taking your foot off the gas to getting it down to 4 points.
I mean, the Lakers are a really good ball club. But Sean, I'm gonna let you have a chance to respond to his Knicks retort, and then also let me know if Austin Reeves and Luka is enough out west to keep the Lakers seated at number 2.
Well, I feel like the Knicks are going to struggle because they don't have a primary ball handler that puts players in positions to score. You're going to have to rely a lot on Cat at the top of the key to be able to see the floor. The offense should run through him, and Mikal Bridges should be secondary. But, we've been getting contributions from everybody on the floor. I think Miles McBride is going to be a big beneficiary to being in the starting lineup, being able to hit shots from the outside. He's going to get a lot of open looks, so he has to take advantage of those. I'm finally excited to see what a lineup with Tyler Kolek is going to look like, because I feel like with Campaign, especially as of late, has not been playing great. You know what I mean? In terms of getting the team in early offense, and shot selection on the floor has been terrible. So I feel like for the Knicks, it's bad. I feel like for the Knicks, you want to see Miles McBride step up in the starting role. You want to see greater impact from Mikal Bridges, but Mikal Bridges has it rough. You know what I'm saying? This is his first go around in New York, and I think that he'll develop that tough skin. I think that
the real New York.
The real New York, bro. Like let's
the real New York.
No,
you know what I mean?
No offense. No offense, Maneuver. No offense. No offense. Hey, don't knock us out. Don't knock us out.
So he'll mute you. You got to watch out for this guy. But the Knicks are the Knicks may slip and slide pause down the rankings, and we may end up at the 4, or record wise, we may end up at the 4 or the 5 if we're not careful, and we need to be able to win games. And bench depth is going to be a problem if guys don't find their jumpers. Landry Shamet is shoot him, hit or miss with him. You don't know what you're going to get from him. You're going to get effort on the defensive end, but Mitch is still there. He's still a factor. Still going to be able to end games and play alongside Cat and give defensive presence. Now the Lakers. What hasn't already been said by the Lakers that you guys already haven't mentioned? FJB, you mentioned, they got AR-15, and then they got Luka Doncic, who can put it on the floor and get to the basket and create shots for others. Gabe Vincent and Dalton Connect hanging out in the corner. Those guys are going to be effective. And then you also have their wings who can defend. You got Vando, and then you got
Finney Smith.
You got Rui Hachimura. Finney Smith, Rui Hachimura. You know what I'm saying? And they have length as a defense, and I think that length cannot be quantified on the floor in terms of getting into passing lanes, making it difficult for teams to be able to move the ball. So I think that the Lakers are a very dangerous team, given the opportunity to play against certain seedings like the Thunder. Here's the thing. Everybody's saying that the Thunder are not a team that's battle tested. If they run into a team like the Lakers, it could pose problems. I think that the Thunder hear all of those rumblings. No pun intended.
I see what you did there. Okay.
Yeah, no pun intended. But I feel like the Thunder, are going to be up to the task, and they're a deep basketball team, and they're going to get contribution from everywhere on the floor, and they have guys that can really defend and really shoot it. So it'll be interesting to see how it's going to look in the playoffs. But I think that the Lakers are going to make some noise. I think they're a second-round team at this point.
So speaking of those Thunder, they are playing Denver on the second night of a back-to-back tonight, but they did play them yesterday. The game was really close for 3.5 quarters, and they blew them out towards the end of the fourth. And that's what typically happens with a lot of these good teams. And Knicks have showcased this a couple times where we were up on the Thunder by double digits. We were up on Cleveland by double digits, and they came back in the fourth quarter. Shows you the mark of a true, real true contender, especially among the league greats. They packed Denver up, got them out of here yesterday, second night of a back-to-back today. But if you had to choose between the Thunder and the field, who are you choosing, Maneuvers? And who do you think in the West has the best chance to knock the Thunder off?
So the Thunder and the field in the West, or the Thunder
and the field in the West? In the West.
Man, that's a tough one. I gotta say,
they're the best rounded team in the Western Conference.
I'll tell you right now, I'm taking the field. I really, really want to see the Thunder play the Warriors. I don't care what round, because I think the Warriors will win that series in 6.
Yeah, that's my thing. I just feel like I feel like the field too, because last year the Thunder lost to a team that they shouldn't have lost to.
Yep.
Now, this year when they play potentially the Warriors or the Lakers, these are teams with savvy vets who've been there and know.
And they do not care. They are not scared of that team.
Yeah. So I got to go with the field too, man. I got to. I mean, Thunder's a really good team, top to bottom, pause. But it's all I always got to go with the field, man.
I don't get how, I understand how everybody feels because of what happened last year to the Thunder. But listen, the Dallas Mavericks were on a heater running through the Western Conference when they did what they did. And I picked the Thunder because I felt like that they could manhandle those dudes. And they got killed in, 6 games?
Yeah, so they lost in 6 to Dallas.
Yeah, losing in 6. They ran into a buzzsaw. They ran into a hot Luka Doncic. You getting Kyrie Irving that you could not do anything with. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like they have more depth, more versatility. They can play any type of game that you want them to play. They can run and gun. They can slow it down and play in the half court with SGA and Chet Holmgren and. Or they can play rugged down low they can play whatever style of basketball you are looking for. They can fit the mold. And they had a big fourth quarter against the Nuggets where they just said, all right, we're going to pack these dudes up. 41 points in the fourth quarter. Like, how many elite basketball teams outside of the Thunder, you thinking about like the Cavs, who have been able to do that to teams this year? You know what I'm saying?
Boston.
And Boston at times, but Boston loses focus during the game, and they allow teams to be able to get back.
I think
I'll be real with you, man. Like,
Boston got their eyes on April.
Yeah, they're not paying attention. I think like they just mess around. Like, they mess around. Sometimes they mess around. Sometimes they find out. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the point, and that's the point that I'm making, because they lose focus during the game, and you can see that they let teams. It's not fun for them, bro. It's not fun
for them to beat everybody by 70 every night.
They let teams back in, and they have an opportunity to be able to make a run. But you can clearly see the talent disparity when they step on the floor with other teams. But back to the point of OKC, I feel like OKC got it this year. You know what I'm saying? And the Warriors are a threat. You know what I'm saying? With Jimmy Butler playing complementary basketball, playing low post basketball with Steph on the outside, and you got Draymond Green as a creator, and now he's shooting more at a higher percentage. Even though you may or may not like Draymond Green, he's playing excellent basketball right now alongside those guys. So, again, I still don't think that the Thunder have any real threats in the Western Conference.
I think that's a wild statement to say they don't have any real threats. Like, they got some threats, man. They don't want to see the Warriors, and they don't want to see the Lakers. That's for sure.
I think they go. I think they'll beat Denver, because I don't think Denver's deep enough, and Denver's offense took such a hit.
Denver's really good though.
They are.
Denver's really good. They've come a long way since the beginning of the season.
But all of that is why we're saying the field.
There's a lot of questions. Yeah.
It's Denver's another dark horse where he's like, they could possibly knock off OKC too, because they got that championship medal. They've been there before. They know what it takes. You gotta go and play, and you gotta pause. You gotta get everybody's best game every night, and you gotta play your best game. You gotta win.
Well,
that was a very cautious pause, because I didn't hear nothing out of pocket just now.
I was gonna say
you was just scared with what you were saying.
I was gonna say take everybody's best shot. So that's why I said pause.
Oh yeah, okay.
I know.
I understand.
Pause.
Man, but Maneuvers always says, like, playoffs different animal. The game slows down, it becomes a half court game, and it's just like, I trust some of these other teams in the half court, like slowing down. Especially, we just spoke about the Lakers with all that length.
Exactly.
Right?
The Lakers defense. I don't think people, like, if you ain't watching basketball,
bro, they can play. And listen, this is not LeBron that's been ball watching, right? Like, and you have LeBron, Vando, and Dorian Finney-Smith on the court at the same time. That's 3 lengthy wing guys. Like, and I feel like it changes the entire flow of your offense in the playoffs when you can do stuff like that.
And they're all 3 and D.
Yeah,
they're all 3 and D. They all can shoot. They spread the floor, and they can all shoot the jump, and they can all shoot the 3.
On defense, the crazy thing that they do is that they lull you to sleep. Like, all right, go ahead and take the 3-pointer, and then it's like, and then they closing out, and
they close real fast.
It's gonna be real.
But real quick, shout out to JJ, because
phenomenal job.
That young
JJ Riley.
Listen, JJ Riley basket. His on the fly adjustments. Chef's kiss, bro.
JJ Riley, man.
Beautiful. But Darnell, as of tonight, Steph Curry is 7 3-point makes away from 4,000 for his career. Like, it's
that's crazy.
Insane what these guys, like, we talk about all-time greats and, the GOAT and all these different conversations, and it feels like because there's so many opinions and easy access to everyone's take on social media and, national media, it's difficult for people to enjoy these all-time greats while it's happening right before our eyes. It's so easy for, obviously, them to revere the Jordans and the Iversons and the Barkleys because their playing days are over, right? There's no more critiquing. Right. There's no more comparing. But we got to compare LeBron to Jordan every time he hits a new milestone. We got to compare Steph to Magic Johnson and Zeke and all these guys every time he hits a milestone, because then it's who's the best point guard of all time. But we are literally witnessing greatness. Steph, 4,000 threes. LeBron James, 50,000 points. I remember being yay high and people saying no one's ever going to touch Kareem's record, which was 38 something. And not only did he eclipse that and get to 40, he got to 50K. And if he keeps playing like this, he might get to 60, right? So that being said, which of these records do you think is actually more achievable, or there's, someone in these next generations having the ability to break it, the 4,000 threes or the 50,000 points?
Oh no! That 50,000 clip is an insane number. You're talking about averaging 25 to 30 for 20 years. You know what I mean? Like that's probably averaging 20 to 25 in the playoffs as well.
Yeah,
that's not gonna happen.
Playoffs count too.
Yeah. I would say with the onslaught of the 3-point shooting, even though I don't think it's gonna be passed, I really don't think so, because I said, like, Steph was doing it on such an efficient clip. It's extremely hard for that to be passed. But with the NBA, how they are with the 3-point shot, I think that has a better chance of making it. I don't think we're going to see more attainable. I don't think we'll see someone playing 20 years and has no drop off from when he was 19 years old. Maybe have a few steps, not the same, but still you got to admit, man, LeBron is still probably top 5, top 10 in the NBA
Top 5.
at 30 at his age. You know, if not, and I said, and the thing is, he's still the face of the NBA. I think right now the NBA is at a real serious crossroads because it said you got the 2 biggest stars right now, got a couple more years to go, but yeah, something has to change. And I think the 3-point shot, being that we are seeing a lot more shots being put up on average in a game, that has a better chance. But I don't foresee that 50,000 mark being passed. I think the closest is the closest guy is retired. Like active is KD. I think KD's the closest active right now.
Closest active, yeah, because KD's cracked top 10. I think he definitely passed Melo. He might be like number 8 right now, number 7 all time in scoring.
Mm-hmm.
So it's crazy. And maneuvers, I see you there shaking your head. There was a stat. Joker over the weekend had a 30-20-20 game. And someone pointed out that he got his triple-double at the 10-minute mark in the third quarter. And then from the 10-minute mark in the third quarter, he had another triple-double within the same game at 30-20-20. And when you look at LeBron's career, if you break it down from his first Cleveland stint to his Miami stint to his second Cleveland stint to the Lakers stint, you can argue that he had 4 Hall of Fame careers.
Technically, yeah.
in one career. And a lot of the average career length for an NBA player is 3.5, 4 seasons, and this guy's played 22. So it seems like that longevity is it's probably going to be unmatched. But what say you on these records?
I say you guys are nuts if you think anybody's coming close to either one of them. It's not.
No, we didn't say that. We said which one's the most attainable. That's what
none of them. Neither one of them.
All right.
Neither one of them.
Okay.
When these two guys tie their shoelaces together and throw them shoes over the wire, whatever numbers they have, ain't nobody touching them. You gotta really, really sit and think about what it is we're talking about. Steph is. People keep saying, "Oh, Steph, he's one of the greats and he's getting old." Steph probably got like 4 or 5 more years in him. And
I don't know
it's because he shoots.
That's a lot.
what?
I don't know about that many. That's a lot for Steph. With the ankle injuries and everything, I don't.
Steph got like 4 or 5 more years. Let's be honest. If he wanted to, he got 4 or 5 more years. So even if he got 2 more years in him, you got listen.
James. Okay, so James Harden is second, active, and Damian Lillard is 4th.
They're not. Nobody. Listen.
It's possible.
LeBron is 7th on that list.
It's possible. You have to understand.
LeBron is 7th on that list.
You have to understand.
Can I answer, Mike?
Let me just make a quick point, and I'll let you get back to it. Right? Averaging over 25 points over 20 years is insane. No one's gonna be able to catch LeBron.
I didn't even get.
With the advent of the go ahead, make your point.
I'm talking about Steph. Steph,
and they're gonna knock you out.
Listen, we're a couple years removed from catching Reggie and Ray, and those were ones that people thought was like, man, people ain't gonna catch those.
Mm-hmm.
He is only setting the bar higher to a point where it's not gonna be attainable. And the reason I say it's not gonna be attainable is because, like, we're talking about a guy that's been doing it since Davidson. Like, what is this, year 15, 16 for Steph? He's
not entirely sure.
15, I think.
Bro, he's got, like, he passed them. He passed these guys 3-4 years ago, man.
Yeah.
and when the numbers that he passed, we thought that no one would pass him. So for us to see here, regardless of how people are shooting 3-pointers now, to think that 15, 20 years from now, that's going to be the type of game that we're going to be seeing in the NBA. I think that's very short-sighted. I think that the game will continue to be played this way, number one. And number two, I don't think anyone's going to be able to do it as consistently as Steph has done it. It's the same thing like LeBron. Like, what he's been able to do, like, that is remarkable. Like,
Yeah.
It's never gonna be done again. Like, I don't care what medical advances or anything come about. Like, no one's gonna be in a position, just because of how the league is structured now, to put together that many years and be that dominant for that long. Like, simple as that.
And I think the one thing to add there is, like, in order to beat Steph's record, you're pretty much gonna have to be Steph, like, all over again. And the thing, like, when you look more and more at the list, right? Like, Steph number 1, Harden number 2, shoot off the dribble. Ray Allen, shoot off the dribble a little bit, but majority of his threes came off of pin downs, corners, coming off the curl, getting a screen. Damian Lillard, shooting off the dribble. Clay, catch and shoot. Reggie, catch and shoot. I just feel like those catch and shoot guys, you can hedge, you could double them, you could shadow them off of getting that many looks a game. But being a dribbling threat and shooting off of that is entirely different. And I feel like in order for someone to break that, they're gonna have to be of that mold. Steph, Harden, Damian Lillard, and not only get those attempts, but do it consistently. Because we also got to remember.
That's the maneuvers point. He said that.
Yeah, Steph had back-to-back MVP seasons during this run, one of which was unanimous, and he hit 400 threes that year. So you're going to have to put up those kind of performances to be able to eclipse that. And then to Maneuver's point, this is 7 away from 4,000 right now. There's still a month to 5 weeks left of regular season, plus the playoffs, plus subsequent seasons where Steph is already Steph. So, he's getting them 7-8 attempts of them a game. But
I just want to say one thing. I hear what y'all saying about the 3-pointers, but I just want to help put it in context this way. Very, very often we see guys hit ridiculous 3-pointers or hit 3-pointers at a crazy clip where they hit 5 1/4 or friggin' 10 for the game or something like that. And if you can just think about it, in your mind, you see that happen, and the vast majority of the time it happens, it's Steph. Every once in a while you get another guy sprinkled in there, but it's it's Steph. It's Steph hit 6 1/4. Steph hit half court shot to beat the buzzer. Steph, hit 4 down the stretch to close out a game. Every once in a while, you'll get a Dame Lillard.
It's the consistency. It's the consistency factor, because you will have guys shooting the lights out. And as an aside, FanDuel's been running a promo each of the last 3 Sundays for a $1 million jackpot that gets divided among everyone that picks whoever's going to lead that Sunday slate in 3-pointers. Right? The first Sunday, we had a tie between Cade Cunningham and Georges Niang, who both hit 7, right? Last week, Dante DiVincenzo hit 8 off the bench. And yesterday, Jeremy Grant on the Portland Trail Blazers hit 6.
So Jeremy Grant.
Shooting overall is way better, but these guys are not doing that on a consistent basis. I guarantee you, Jeremy Grant's going 1 for 7. And it's next
time we play.
Sean, take us out, man. I know you had a final point on the Curry and on the LeBron mark.
I feel like LeBron James' accomplishment at 50,000 is way out there. You talk about somebody who scores with ease and is a above the rim player, which is unheard of. He's most recently he's had lower leg injuries, but for the most part has remained relatively healthy for the duration of his career. And to be able to put those numbers up, LeBron James is going to be revered as one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time in terms of numbers. And there's going to be an argument had for that. We've been talking about that. It's been a long time coming. But pause. My fault.
I'm laughing.
What happened?
I checked myself.
Everything
you know
froze.
What I'm saying? But LeBron. But LeBron James, I feel like his record is out of here. Steph Curry, he is a special shooter and a once in a generation shooter, right? But in an NBA where we have guys that consistently shoot over 40% from three, that record is more like, if we're talking records, more likely to fall. I feel like Steph Curry is a little more between the two. I feel like Steph Curry's record is a little more attainable versus LeBron James. You're talking about averaging over 25, over 20 something years, and then hoping by the grace of God that you don't have any injuries that keep you out for you to be able to get to that milestone. So, LeBron James, I feel like is the more difficult milestone to be able to reach versus Steph Curry, simply because of the better shooting from the outside, from bigs, from guards. The game is more 3-point centric. So, you have guys who are more talented shooters that will be able to step on the floor and be able to do more. So I think that it's just finding consistency. Consistency over a long period of time is the problem.
Anybody could break that LeBron record.
Listen, Mr. Talk.
Anybody can break
Sir
it.
Talk. So hold on, everybody. Wait. Sir Talks a lot wants to go.
I just wanted to piggyback on your point. Pause. I think
that was crazy.
I think
nobody piggybacking on nothing.
I think that the correct question should be is which one is more impressive, because I don't think either one will be broke. That's the first point I'll make. I think the second point I'll make is that like LeBron, we gotta respect the fact that like he's also done this by changing the way he scores. Which is the more impressive part of it for me.
Yeah, he's become a better jump shooter.
Yes,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, what great player hasn't changed their game to be able to conform to not having to be as involved physically down low or going to the basket or being able trying to get around guys. Like, you become a better shooter. It sounds like a great player that it sounds like a great player that I'm willing to argue is probably the greatest of all time. When his athleticism. Stop. Shut up.
Please. You can't. No, come on, man.
When this particular player's athleticism diminished, he learned how to be able to shoot from the mid range, and he became a mid range master. He's shooting 45%.
Okay, let's just.
It sounds to me. To put a bow on top,
who plays longer? Who plays longer? Who plays
Shut
longer?
up, Darnell.
Come on, bro. Come on. We don't gotta go this. Not tonight.
Quiet. Let me finish my point. It sounds like he's trying to model.
I was making a point, and you took my point. You call me Sir Talk a lot. I was making a point, and you just.
I let y'all ramble about 45 minutes, and I was just saying what I wanted to say.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you finish.
I'm done.
I'm gonna let you finish, but LeBron James is the greatest basketball player of all time.
Not
I'm gonna
likely.
let you finish.
Not likely.
Yo, I got real quick, just to send us out. Everybody get 30 seconds. Give me one word on how you feel about the Knicks right now, and you got 25 seconds to explain why. Darnell, go.
I'm extremely.
Time's up. Next.
I'm just trying to think
of
one
word.
I don't know. I just say, you know what? I'm hopeful that we will essentially learn something about this team within the next 2.5 weeks.
Said hopeful.
Perfect maneuvers.
I am optimistically pessimistic.
That's
2 words, but I'll take it.
Go get an onomatopoeia or something.
You gotta.
I'm bullish.
That's that Livingstone.
I like that. Bullish.
I'm bullish. And I'll say
Education.
something that I have not said to you guys, and I've been thinking it now for a while. I kind of is this part of me
Want
that
to get
kind
her
of hopes
tips?
that they get
Her tips.
they get smacked in the first round. They get swept by whoever they play in the first round, because I think that will be the end of the Tibbs, and then we'll be able to see what some different coaching would do for this team. I think if we can't get to another level this year, then it's time for a change.
John?
Trepidation.
Let me get my dictionary.
The Knicks, the Knicks, again, to Maneuver's point, I have to agree with you right there, is their ability to be able to adapt without the captain. Captain was the table setter. He's Captain Clutch. He's the guy that they go to in the final 2 minutes of the game when you want a bucket, when you want to be able to win the basketball game. That's who you defer to. The Knicks are gonna have to find a way to win basketball games down the stretch without their best player on the floor. And I have trepidation in that regard.
I'm nervous. I'm not worried about any team in the East except for Boston, but we're on a collision course to play them in the second round. And I don't know that the Knicks have an answer for what Boston can throw at them. Too many shooters, too many lineups, too much versatility.
Too much sauce.
And I just don't see us coming out of that series on top. Pause.
Question. I got a question for y'all though. For you guys. Now that we've seen this current iteration of the Knicks, I know we're all very happy.
I know where he's going here.
Some of the moves that have been made.
I know where he's going here.
But thinking back, do you think that the team that we had prior to the Cat trade was better equipped to win now than the team with the after the Cat?
No.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Because there was an edge, there was a toughness, there was shooting that came off the bench primarily from DiVincenzo. You had no worries of scoring and where it was going to come from. You had, you also had Josh Hart contribute. It was a different type of feel with Julius Randle.
In
terms of low post presence.
Yeah,
it was not necessarily. Go ahead, Donna.
No, go ahead. Not necessarily what.
Go ahead. I'm gonna sip on this post.
It was a classic Tibbs team. You know what I mean? Like you wonder how the ball rotations would have been, because they were. I said when OG was there and they had that team, I know we were like, okay, that actually looks kind of dangerous. And all of the injuries started piling up. You know what I mean? So maybe
the biggest question mark. My bad. The biggest question mark was defensively with Cat.
Yeah.
How would he be able to respond on the defensive end? And it has hurt. It's hurt rotations.
Yeah,
it's hurt a lot of things. And this point of the season, when we're looking at 3-point efficiency, we've dipped quite a bit from the beginning of the season to now.
Huge.
So without that outside shooting that puts us in the upper echelon, I see FJB, he don't agree, but Cat didn't bring the edge that Julius Randle did.
I'm glad y'all like that iteration of the team and think they were better off, but same age old story. We didn't have enough ball handling and shooting. The grit was there. I agree. Grit was there. The team had an identity. They were rough around the edges. They could have bullied the shit out of anyone in that conference. But I feel like at the end of the day, the shooting was still an issue. Like, yes, we had Devo, but, Hartenstein wasn't, an outside threat. Even if Mitch was hurt, he wasn't an outside threat. They would have eventually resulted to hack a Mitch. I mentioned Devo. Maybe we did some semblance, some version of that team. We probably would have felt better about last year, given that Boston hadn't done it yet. And we put the beatings on them about a month before the regular season ended. We smoked them in Boston. So we felt really good about that team. I just think in the end, it would have resembled a little bit. We got to remember the year before how we lost to Miami and how when they bottled up Brunson, it was quiet. There was like nothing else we could do.
But there was injuries. There were injuries in too, though.
There were injuries, but
I think it would have been.
The problem still remained the problem.
No, I think
and this is
I think with the OG and the McHale trade, if the OG and McHale were here, I think with that Nova Knicks foursome, it would have been different. I would agree with on that. I think the team would look a lot different.
Here's the main reason I asked that question, and we can wrap it up. The main reason I asked that question is because Jalen's hurt now, and I don't know if you guys recall. The one thing I always was saying was, like, I can't wait to get Julius back when we were looking like a good team, because I kept saying Julius is the one guy on the team that he don't need nobody to set the table for him.
Yeah.
And we don't have that guy.
Hello. Dynamic ball handler. I've only been calling for a second one for weeks.
That's what Julius was.
Give him the ball and get out
yeah.
the way.
But FJB, turnovers aside, that's what he did. He was a table setter. You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily get that with Cat. You get more straight line drives. You get top of the key where you see guys who, when there is movement, he's able to get the ball to those open players. You know, but outside of that, he's limited, and especially on defense, is very prevalent, his deficiencies and how it hurts the team on that end.
And we've seen one-man shows time and time again. You know, in the playoffs, we've seen Luka Doncic pack Phoenix up by himself. You know what I'm saying? We've seen Jason Tatum
LA
pack
Clippers
teams
by
up
himself.
Like it's and without Brunson, to Maneuver's point, now that he's hurt, you're not packing anybody else up, by yourself. Like, what? There's no other guy on the Knicks team that's taking a dude one-on-one, on the perimeter or anywhere for that matter. The best case scenario is you dump it down to Cat in the post and they don't double him and he can make something happen there. But, it's going to be tough.
Yeah,
it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But boys, audience out there, y'all know what to do before we get out of here. Well, like, comment, subscribe, hit us up on the socials, YouTube, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, TikTok back. We said that before. TikTok is back in the App Store. Go holla at us. Leave a comment. You know what to do. Peace.
Yo.